What's up, guys, and welcome back to Tackle Tuesday, where we break it down for you, the good, the bad, the ugly, about just a variety of different products and gear before we go ahead and give it away to you. Guys, remember to be eligible to win this free tackle. Make sure that you comment, like, share, all of that good stuff on this video. Make sure you're a member of our streaming platform, Florida Sport Fishing TV Plus at Fsftv.com. Let's get right into it, guys. We are going to talk about the Nomad Slipstream flying fish. This is perhaps certainly one of the most interesting lures that has come across my hands in a long time. And you guys know, look, it's no secret, I'm a big Nomad fan. I fished the DTX minnows for Wahoo. I fished the Mad Max, the Mad Scads, the new 190 AT is a sick bait. So I'm really a big Nomad fan, you know, and understand that right out of the gate. They make some of the most effective trolling lures, you know, really, really crazy. And then recently, or somewhat recently, a couple years ago, whatever it was, they introduced these flying fish, which I understand why. Everything eats flying fish: dolphin, tuna, billfish, you know, of course, sailfish, marlin. Flying fish is a staple. There are other species, you know, king mackerel, blackfin tunas. Like I said, everything eats flying fish. It's a primary forage fish. Even bottom fish eat flying fish, believe it or not. So I could see why they came out with this thing, because for years or decades, you know, I feel like the flying fish fakes really haven't evolved very much. You had some like yummy baits, you know, the rubber flying fish type of baits that were effective. A lot of guys were skipping them under kites and trolling them and catching fish on them. But it seemed like that whole bait just hit a brick wall. Like it didn't evolve until this Nomad lure. So let's take a closer look at it. I mean, for starters, I'm going to tell you, from the outside in, it's a dead ringer for a flying fish. There's no question. I mean, look at that thing. It's got the blunt face. The body is just perfect. Obviously, the fins, the wings, you know what I mean? And they actually move, okay? And then you have the little back pec fins there, okay, by the anal fins there. Really a sick looking bait. It comes in a variety of different color patterns. Comes in, I think, 3 different sizes. This is the 200 size, which we'll call it, I think, the medium, you know, or the small, whatever it may be. But again, that's the 200 size. So logically speaking, is a flying fish a good idea? I think it's a fantastic idea as far as an artificial bait is concerned. This one, though, I'm telling you, man, it's just so intricate. When you look inside this bait, there's a series of little, kind of look like BBs or ball bearings, you know. I don't know if you can hear that. Puts out a lot of noise. I'm sure that that's a weight transfer system for added castability as well. Okay, a lot of different moving parts. And, you know, let me start off by saying the packaging. Comes in a real nice package. I mean, look at that. Blister wrap, blister pack, whatever they call that. Really, really nice. A lot of information about the lure. You know, some highlights about the lure. Rigging videos. So all you have to do is scan that QR code and you'll have some different options on rigging the bait, which is one of the things that really stands out about this flyer, is how many different ways you could rig the bait. You could rig it in a trolling fashion. There's an eyelet right there above the head. There's another eyelet right there on the forehead, like right up on top. There's a third eyelet right on the back where you can put an assist hook or a trailing hook. So a lot of different ways to rig the bait. And then, of course, you've got this kind of an indentation, a slice right down the middle of the entire bait. And you can use that for different rigging options as well, to put little tubes or hook shanks, different ways that you can do it. Guys are dangling these and skipping them under kites. They're rigging them and trolling them behind the boat, and the thing goes crazy, you know, as it's skittering across the surface. Really looks like a real flying fish. I mean, it's amazing. I've also used this to cast at dolphin, the smaller size. I was actually had it on a spinning outfit, and you come across a school of, you know, hungry mahis, and it's a sick bait to throw out there and work across the surface. They come up and jump all over it. Really, really exciting. A great visual bait, that's for sure. But and getting back to the packaging, I should mention that in addition to the lure, here's one of the most interesting things. It comes with a toolkit. Here's one out of the package. First is the hook. Okay, that's some kind of BKK hook. I'm not a fan of BKK hooks in the first place. In any arena, it has an incredibly small barb. There's like no barb there. Why they use that, I have no idea. I feel like there are so many better hooks. Obviously, I'm a VMC guy, and I can tell you right now, there's a bunch of VMC hooks that's a better option than that thing right there. But nevertheless, it comes with a hook. My opinion, replace it. Very small barb. I don't think that's the right hook for this lure, but I guess that choice is yours. Comes with a screwdriver. Okay, what lure comes with a toolkit, right? A screwdriver, and that's for the wings. These little wings here have little screws, little Phillips head screws. Why? So you can mix and match. You can interchange the wings. You can take them off, maybe have this color pattern, but maybe you want those blue wings, okay, so you can replace these wings. What I have found is that's a weak link right there. I've seen that myself. I've had wings fall off of these baits. So I feel like that connection point just happens to be a weak link on this particular lure. So again, though, it comes with the necessary screwdriver to get the job done. Then you've got a little plastic packet. Inside this plastic packet, there's a variety or a number of little clear rigging bands that'll help you, potentially affix the hook in a particular position. I don't know, maybe you want to fish it like this, okay, right out of a kite where that hook is fully exposed, and you can use those rubber bands to fix that into position. Has a little tube. Look at this here. There's, again, a little rigging tube, some chafe gear. Here's another little type of gizmo or gadget. It's this little plastic insert. I don't know, really. Oh, that kind of goes in there, I guess. There's a little hole in the back where you could potentially feed line all the way through. So once again, the standout feature of this lure is the endless possibilities on how you can rig it any way that you would like, in any form. There's probably, I could see already at least 6 to 10 different applicable rigging techniques. That's a plus. The way the lure looks, it's a hard bait, but has the soft rubbery fins, perfect tail. Okay, and this too, I think this is interchangeable also. Yeah, that comes out, look at that, boop. So the tail comes right out. I'm sure these are interchangeable. Oh yeah, doop. Little finlets come right out. There we go, just pull that out. And these aren't screwed in, okay? Gosh, there just seems to be a lot of moving parts with this thing, right? And this one, there we go, that's out. So there's the body of the bait. And then obviously to remove the wings, you've got these little screws right here. And these can come off and you're left with the body of a bait that you can then fully customize, if you wanted to. I don't know, is it necessary to do that? I can't answer that for you. My opinion of the lure, I've caught some dolphin on it. I'm just not used to buying a lure that you've got to screw things on, screw things off. It's got all of these different options. There's a lot of small little parts here. I'm going to lose this shit, guys, honestly. Come on, look at this. There's no way this is going to make it, long term. I feel like I'm going to lose this, and how important is that to the rigging? I'm not certain. What if I don't have that little screwdriver when I need it? Maybe to replace or put a wing back on if it falls off. I feel like, not only have I experienced that myself, but I've heard that from other people as well. So that's a really important part that you need to keep handy. So, is it going to be a go-to bait for me? No. Is it something that might produce bites? I think so. Like I said, I've caught dolphin on it, throwing it, hanging it off a kite, maybe on the West Coast for the big bluefins where they do that with flying fish. I could see it finding a home there. But I'm always one of those guys where I believe, look, if I'm trying to fool a big bluefin tuna and I want to hang a flyer off a kite, I'm going real deal all the way. I'm doing everything I can do to get my hands on a fresh, dead, real, natural flying fish versus a fake. Will it entice strikes because of the silhouette? I'm certain it likely will, for sure. I know guys have caught fish on it. Maybe it's a great alternative to the real deal. I don't know what they sell these for, but I would imagine with all of these moving parts and everything that goes into this bait, that's not a cheap bait. It's not a cheap bait. Is it going to be on the top of my list of lures to go grab? No. Could I recommend to you that this is what you should be fishing? I can't say. I haven't had enough experience with it to tell you if this is the real deal or designed more to catch the fisherman than the fish. What I will tell you is Nomad lures notoriously are incredibly productive. No question. The DTXs, the Mad Scads, you know, the entire lineup. They've got a variety of different poppers, you know, and vibrating baits, and they're all really, really effective. So is this their shining star? I don't think so, in my opinion. You know, I don't think so. Is it gimmicky? I almost feel it's a little gimmicky. I do. I think it's a little gimmicky from the packaging, from the toolkit, from the interchangeable everything. Just not my style, but it might be yours. So get out there. You know, if you want to give something interesting a try, it wouldn't hurt to drag it behind the boat. I'm almost tempted to say it'd be a great teaser. Forget using it as a hook bait, just pulling a couple of these up on the surface, you know, would be phenomenal teasers. So I think, in my opinion, that's where this is going to shine the most, is as a teaser type of bait. But prove me wrong. Go out there, pull it, drag it, hang it, catch something monstrous on it, send it to me. Let me take a look. And remember, guys, I'm giving that to you right here today, Tuesday. Make sure you like, share, comment. Okay, make sure you're a member at Fsftv.com, and you could be out there pulling the slipstream tomorrow.